students, let us start with the next topic, endangered species. So what is endangered species? The species which are going to get disappear from the earth due to certain reasons. The main reasons are scarcity of food, climatic changes, pollution. So these will be all the reasons for why these animals are getting endangered. So our country is a home for variety of species with rich flora and fauna. Flora means related to plants and fauna means related to animals. So our earth, our planet is full of biodiversity. Different plants and animals are found on the earth. Fauna is the animal like occurring in a particular area. Fauna means animals which are found in a particular area. That means some animals like polar bear or walrus, these all animals will be found only in the Antarctic zone or the snowfall area or the where the climate is very cool. If you come to the other side like India or some other countries, there will be different types of animals. So according to the climatic conditions, according to the adaptation, the plants will be found, the animals will be found in according to that area, according to the climatic conditions. So flora is a plant like occurring in a particular area and fauna is a animal like occurring in a particular area. The Royal Bengal tigers and the Asiatic cheetah and several other birds are found in India. So the most properly found are Bengal tigers and the Asiatic cheetah and several other birds are found in India. But due to various reasons like environmental pollution, deforestation, loss of habitat, human interference, poaching and hunting, many animals in India are extinct and many are endangered because of these all reasons. What are the different reasons? Environmental pollution, deforestation, loss of habitat, human interference and poaching and hunting. These are the reasons why these animals get endangered. Species which no longer exist on earth are called as extinct species. The species which are never found on the earth for a longer period of time are called as extinct species. Dinosaur, dodo, an endangered species and animal or a plant that is considered to be the risk of extinction. It means there are not only they are more or less, they are not more or less found on the earth. They are not found on the earth for a longer period of time. Nearly 132 species of plants and animals are critically endangered. Snow leopard, Bengal tiger, Asiatic lion, purple frog and Indian gigantic squirrel are some of the endangered animals in India. So these are the animals which are getting endangered. So many algae and fungi are the other bryophytes or the plants which are getting disappeared from the earth because of what all the same reasons like the prawns, oysters, lobsters, crabs, squid, octopus, cuttlefish are the other which are slowly getting because of the pollutions and the poisonous gas in the atmosphere, they are also getting endangered. And locust is one insect which has almost disappeared from India. So reptiles, some lizards, turtle, crocodiles and gorillas, birds, falcon, eagle, hawk, vulture, peacock, peahen, pigeon and duck. Then mammals, wild cats such as tigers, lions, deer such as chingara and blackbird. These are the other animals which are getting endangered. So here there are a list of endangered plants and animals given. So what are the reasons for this endangerment you understood? Now determination of endangerment. Whether a particular species is endangered are not only determined by the following ways. How we are determining that these species are getting endangered. When the geographical range of the species is limited, when their species is getting geographical range in that area, that species is getting how the number gets reduced. Population of the species, and when the population has decreased or decreased by more than 80% in 10 years, if it is getting more than 80% is decreased, that is they are getting extinct or they are slowly in the verge of the extinction. Or 250 individuals and continuously declining at 25% and highly possibility of extinction. So Yemen butterfly has been declared a state butterfly of Tamil Nadu. The species endemic to Western Ghats. It is among 32 butterfly species found in the Western Ghats. Do you know? Now causes of the endangerment: loss of habitat, overhunting and poaching, pollution, new habitat and chemicals. These are the main reasons for the endangerment of the species. Then diseases and natural calamities. Now how we can save these all endangered species? Some of the animal species are endangered mainly because of hunting and poaching. If it is controlled, this can be, or if any rule has been brought about to safeguard these animals, we can reduce to a certain extent this endangered animals. Then controlling pollution, then by consuming less and protect the ecosystem. That means what all the pollutants we have to make use of it less, and we have to safeguard the ecosystem. The animals which are limiting the amount of using the plastics by dropping this plastic in the water bodies, that all we have to stop using the plastics. Then recycling things only we have to use, or eco-friendly things we have to use of pesticides should be controlled, because these chemicals get mixed up in the water bodies, and it happens for these plants and animals to take or absorb, and this causes the this causes the disappearance of this species from the earth. Then what are the government initiatives taken to safeguard these animals? Many national parks have been started, and many Project Tiger to protect the tiger. So like that, many rules were taken forward by the government. One was the Madras Wildlife Act 1873, All India Elephant Preservation Act 1879, the Wild Bird and Animal Protection Act 1912, Bengal Rhinoceros Preservation Act 1932. These are all the acts which have been amendment by the government to safeguard the animals. Now next is the Red Data book. This Red Data book is maintained by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. It is founded in 1964, and the main purpose of this book is that they will keep the record of all the categories, namely threatened, not threatened, and unknown species. All the details of these animals and plants will be, all the natural resources, plants and animals will be, and all the information related to that species will be recorded in this book, that is Red Data book. And next comes what is the advantages of this Red Data book. It helps to evaluate the population of a particular species. It is used to evaluate the species of the global level, in the whole global level, what is the species, the risk of the species, whether it is in the verge of extinction, that we can know, and how this how we can safeguard this species, what are the measures taken by the government, or how it can be implemented. And that are the advantage. Disadvantage is that in Red Data book it is sometimes incomplete. Some extinct species are not updated, and the source of the book data has been speculated. These are the and the book maintain complete record of all the animals, but some to certain extent some these animals, and it will not be recorded. This is the disadvantages. And the next comes the conservation, how we had to conserve these animals. For that, WWF World Wildlife Fund has been updated to find out the population of the animals, birds, reptiles and amphibians over the past 40 years. So by taking this conservation is the protection, preservation and management of wildlife and natural sources. So by making use of these conservations, we can safeguard the animals to a certain extent. And in situ conservation is there, ex situ conservation is there. In situ conservation is living resources within a natural ecosystem, that is protection of natural habitat and the maintenance of endangered species. National parks, wildlife or bird sanctuaries, biosphere, these are all the in situ conservation. In that, the national park, national park, different types of animals all will be safeguarded in this, in the, and whereas it is strictly carried out by the governments, and it covers the area of 100 to 500 square kilometers. And there are important national parks as Jim Corbett National Park, Dudhwa National Park, Gir National Park, Kanha National Park and Sundarbans National Park. These are the important national parks found in India. Now, wildlife sanctuaries are the sanctuaries where the area reserved for the conservation of animals. Human activities like harvesting of timber, collection of forest products and private ownership rights are allowed here. But controlled interventions like tourist activities also allowed, and the tourists also can visit in this. The sanctuaries are Meghamalai Wildlife Sanctuary, Vandalur Wildlife Sanctuary, Kalakkad Wildlife Sanctuary, Grizzled Squirrel Wildlife Sanctuary and Vedandangal Wildlife Sanctuary. So these are the other sanctuaries where these animals are taken, safeguarded from getting extinct. Here the wildlife sanctuary and national parks, the differences they have given. And the biosphere reserves. What are the biosphere reserves? How we can make use of these biosphere spheres and safeguard the animals, that will go for the next class. Thank you, students.